Welcome to the Ananda podcast. I'm Sammi.
And I'm Dylan. If you are on a journey to becoming the best version of yourself,
and you want to create a life beyond your wildest dreams, you're in the right place.
Let's dive in.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Ananda podcast. We're so excited to have you today. This is going to be a new type of episode. We have no idea what we're talking about today. And Sasha, our podcast manager, does. So she's going to jump in and she's going to introduce something that she wants us to talk about. So it's going to be fun.
Hey everyone. So today I read this article on Psychology Today, and it goes through 7 things you can do to thrive in 2026. Of course, this is a very subjective article, and some things you may resonate with more than others. So I thought we could go through each of the 7 things and talk about each, whether we agree with them, if we actually can see yourself practicing them in real life, and that sort of thing.
Okay, let's go.
Okay, so first one of the 7 things you can do to prepare yourself and have the best 2026. Build your courage muscle. So this is outlining that courage is not a trait that you have or don't. It's about practicing that, just like lifting weights.
100%.
I would fully agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's the quote we always used to say?
Confidence is earned.
And feel the fear and do it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like some people just think that other people are just fearless.
Well, even this podcast, I never would have done this before.
Or like our business. Like people are like, oh, I could never do that. You have to build your courage. You have to build your resilience. Honestly, everything is just practicing, everything.
Yeah. Even this podcast, we didn't do the podcast for a long time. A lot of it was because I was too self-conscious to do it. And I finally just earned enough confidence to do it, and I don't care. Because you're afraid of rejection, you're afraid of what people might say. And then now it's we get any sort of negative, rude comment, and I'm just like, okay.
Yeah, and we get a lot these days. It's like when you're running ads, as much as we're running ads, it's just you get all the haters, and you're just like, okay, you can choose to be miserable, ma'am, but I am going to be following my bliss. Thank you.
Yeah, so confidence is definitely a muscle you have to work.
And courage. Courage.
Courage.
I mean, both are, though, really.
Listen, I had coffee today, and it has not hit. And it's been an hour.
Drink your shroom soda.
I'm drinking it. But we have 2 episodes to film today.
Let's go. So. Okay, number 2. Go for it.
Okay, this is one that maybe you agree with parts of it, maybe you don't. Give your best ideas time to simmer. Don't jump into your best ideas right away.
Can we start the stopwatch, by the way? Thanks. Sorry. Perfect. Thanks. Sorry. No, you're all good, man. No, I think that's total BS. And the reason being is because a lot of times when you have that inspiration, you have to take the first step. Most people's issue isn't that they act too quickly. It's that they sit there and they think of every single possible thing that could go wrong, and they convince themselves out of changing anything in their life. I know I could count on my hand people close to us who they just, the second any positive idea comes to them, their brain immediately goes to a million ways that it could go wrong, so they never change their life. But I think one of the best traits you can have is acting on that inspiration.
Yeah, I mean, that's really what Follow Your Bliss is all about, right? It's the thing that feels the most exciting and the most inspiring is the thing that you should go for and run for.
Yeah, what's that movie? Yes Man?
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
Guy just says yes to everything and his life totally changes.
Yeah.
I wouldn't recommend doing that in all situations, but
yeah, I believe that if you have an idea that's so inspiring and exciting to you, that idea is a gift for you to then make it happen. And if you don't make it happen within a certain amount of time, that idea is going to go to somebody else who's going to go make it happen. And you're going to be like, oh, I had thought about that. I had that idea. I wanted to do it. And now it's too late because this person has done it. And that's kind of how it works, I feel like. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, I think if you have your best idea, if it's what makes you feel the most excited, if it feels like bliss to you and expansion, then absolutely freaking run for it.
Do they give context to why they think that's a good piece of advice?
Yes, they do. They say that our brains need time to make unexpected connections and develop genuine insight. And this only happens when we give our minds space to wander.
Okay, so like, I guess you could say that it depends, right? Like, if you're just like,
if you're highly obsessive compulsive and it's a pattern that you go through time and time again, where you do crazy weird things and mess up your life, then sure, yeah, take a breather before you like, do something.
But it also
crazy,
depends,
but-
like how would you define my best idea? If my best idea is I'm going to quit my job today and I have absolutely no.
But maybe that could be a good idea.
It could be, but that's why I'm saying that's where it could be more individual to the circumstance.
Mm-hmm.
If your best idea is I'm going to jump off this bridge because I think it'll be fun, then no, you probably shouldn't do that. But like, that's not your best idea, So if you're defining your best idea as something that excites you and inspires you and could positively impact you and others, then yes, there's going to be things that have to connect. But like for us, when we had the idea of Ananda Elixirs, we went home and we started right away. Literally, we didn't even give it 2 seconds. And we had those thoughts come in of what could happen, what could go wrong. Oh my God, are we in over our head? Like, we don't know what we're doing. But every step of the way, we just figured it out.
Yeah, because like
figured it out. And that has worked out a million times better than all of the other ideas that we've had that we held back on, because I think that also most brains in this day and age are also wired for the worst case scenario. We're wired to worry. We're wired to think about all the things that could go wrong. And there's some benefit to that, right? You can avoid certain risks, or you can maybe do things in like a better way, or more properly, or safer way. But at the same time, like most entrepreneurs that have created something incredible that maybe are living the life you want to live didn't figure it all out before they started. They just started and followed what made the most sense and what, for us, would help the most people. And that's, to me, like a better way to do it. So if it is your best idea ever, I think holding back will probably, for most people, talk you out of it.
Yeah, just full stop.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, number 3, we have practice single tasking and reclaim your attention.
That's probably good.
Yeah.
We probably need to do that more.
Oh my God. Like I resisted, like people would be like, Dylan, you're pretty ADHD. And I'm like, I'm not going to define myself. I'm pretty ADHD.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, we need to be more single task focused.
Like I've done both, where I'm like doing a million things at once.
Yeah.
And then I've also been really good at times of being like, okay, I'm just going to do this. I have no distractions. I'm not going to stop partway through. I'm just going to do this. And then that's going to be done. And I'm going to do this. And then that's going to be done. And then do this. And it does work a lot better.
I agree with that.
But like I'm also very much the person that like I'm cleaning the bathroom, then I'm like, oh, I need to go put this laundry, and then I go do this, and then I go to like and now I'm doing 7 things at once. And I probably should have just finished cleaning the bathroom and then done the next thing.
My issue is like,
I know people say, oh, that's ADHD. And I'm like, okay, maybe. But like also I feel like everybody is like that in today's age. We're so busy. We're so inundated with literally so much information.
I want to meet the normal person.
Yeah,
who's like every single person I know exhibits these traits. So
Yeah.
like, where's the normal person that we're benchmarking?
But also, like,
this?
if you're a parent and you have kids and you have to get ready for school and you have a business to run and you have to go to the gym and you have to take care of yourself and you have to make lunches and you have to make breakfast and you have to feed yourself, it's like, yeah you are doing a million things at once, and sometimes that's just
like
sometimes you have to embrace the chaos.
Some of my best things is like just keeping a notepad, because like if I meditate and I start getting ideas, and it's like, shit, I'm just supposed to be meditating, and so I just start just writing them down, get to them later, stay in the moment, that sort of thing.
Yeah, that like a brain dump.
Exactly. Brain dumps. Oh, that's
brain
so
dump
good.
is really good.
I need like a pocketbook where I just
dump. If you have troubles with the single tasking, one of the tools you can use is a brain dump. So like every morning you get up, you have your notepad, and you just dump everything out of your brain. Because what happens a lot of the times is we're trying to keep the running list of everything that we need to do in our brains. and it's overwhelming and it's hard to keep track of. And when you dump it all out of your brain and you put it on a piece of paper, it's like you can go to the gym or go whatever the thing is that you're going to do first, take that time for you, fill your cup, and then, okay, boom, 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 single task it. And then you might feel a lot more productive and a lot less chaotic.
For sure.
Yeah, and just a tidbit there too about reclaiming your attention. I think a lot of people, especially in Gen Z, we've kind of adapted to like be on our phones while we watch TV.
Yeah.
Or
Isn't
like
it the worst habit?
yeah, it is.
Maybe it's also because movies suck nowadays. But like genuinely, I catch myself doing that, and I'm like, Dylan, are you insane? What are you doing?
And also, I guess having more structure, like for us, I try to be really firm with like no phones at the table. Like if we're at a restaurant, we put our phones away. If we're eating dinner
we don't
together,
do
we
that.
put our phones away. We do not need to have a screen in front of our face when we're supposed to be having family time.
So my mom's partner is Argentinian, and it's been really interesting because he looks at us sometimes like we're crazy people, like culturally, because for them, in their culture, they sit down with their family for 3 hours and have dinner. Nobody even knows where their phone is. Like it's just like laughter and connection and like, you know, single-mindedness. And it's like sometimes he's like, what are you guys doing? When we're just like on our phones or like eating really fast while we like watch a movie or like all these things. And it's like, I feel like that's more of an old world mindset, and it's probably good to get back to that. Like slow down a little bit, you know,
love
spend
that.
time with people. And,
Yeah.
yeah. So anyways,
Next.
this podcast is it needs to be more single-minded. We're all over the place.
Well, 7 things at once today. So
Here we go.
on to number 4. We have embrace your contradictions as creative fuel.
Can you expand on that more?
Yes.
What does that mean?
Research on highly creative individuals reveals that most original thinkers aren't those who have eliminated their contradictions, but those who have learned to inhabit them fully. So basically, when you hear contradictions, or maybe you contradict each other, taking that really into account and working through that instead of just thinking, oh no, we're doing great already. That kind of mindset.
I think it probably, like the way I interpret it is like, here's this. I could say I'm an introvert, right? But I could also say that I thrive when I put myself out there and I'm around people and I get out of my comfort zone.
Yeah.
And I feel alive, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's a contradiction within my personality. But when I embrace the contradiction and integrate them, I feel inherently more whole and fulfilled.
Okay, so did it say to embrace your contradictions or to...
Yeah, embrace them as creative fuel.
Because like
Oh, yeah.
I could say, oh, well, I'm an introvert. And I've said that. And then I just like shy away from doing anything.
Right.
But then it's like when I'm like, I like my alone time, but then I force myself to, like this, you know, I feel more alive and more embodied after I do that. And so it's like, that's a lesson of embracing a contradiction within
I love
myself,
that.
right?
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's good. I think there's probably a balance because it's like, it goes back to like one of the first episodes that we did where we talked about how you will become who you believe you are, like who you identify as. So if you take a contradiction or like an aspect of yourself and you make it your whole identity, then that could be positive for you or that could be a hindrance. So like I think you get to choose who you are. At like to a pretty big extent, you get to choose who you show up and be and what things you continue doing through the patterns and the beliefs about yourself and what things you say, you know what, this is how I have been, but I'm actually going to choose now to start to believe that I'm a different way because I think that will be more supportive of my future. So I wouldn't say that in a way of like, I need to push this away because this is not good. This part of me is not good. It's like accepting that part. And then figuring out how to use it or how to reprogram it, either to use it or to reprogram it to become the next version of you.
Because you could also think of it as like, so say there's a woman who, you know, wants a stable, happy relationship, but then is like super into like really messed up guys.
Right.
And she's like, oh, well, this is a contradiction. I need to embrace it. It's like, well, you know, that's a different kind of contradiction. It's like you want this certain thing, but then you have like this psychological mechanism in your being that, you think you need this to fulfill a need. So it's like there's contradictions that it's better to heal and overcome and to work through. And then there's like other contradictions where, you're resistant to something that can help you if you look at it in a different way.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, for sure.
Am I doing that
No,
right?
I think
what I'm
so.
saying?
Yeah.
Or it's
Because,
like,
it's like even like, we always talked about at the beginning of our relationship when we would say things like, this is just who I am. Like, deal with it. Like, this is who I am. But it's like, and then he'd be like, but do you want to be that? And it would be something where I'm like, screaming because I'm upset or whatever. Like, and I'd be like, no, I don't actually. And so I had to reflect on myself and be like, I'm defending something about myself that I actually would prefer to change.
Yeah.
That I don't need to be a part of who I am. And so I think it really depends on what the contradiction is.
Right.
You have to be honest with yourself of, do I have this contradiction in my being because I haven't healed something? There's a trauma that I'm carrying along like a big, heavy pack of weights through my life, that if I actually worked through it with a professional or whatever, I could actually release this and it wouldn't hold me back anymore. So I guess it just depends on what the thing is. I think your example of the introvert is a really good example of like embracing it.
Yeah.
But I think it just depends what it is.
Everything's open to interpretation.
Yeah.
Right? You can take any word and really make it mean whatever you want it to mean. But it's like, think about this. Like someone could take that statement, be like, well, I want to get healthy, but I love good food. So, contradictions, right? And so they're assuming that good food means it's not healthy. Whereas you could reframe that and be like, what if I made healthy food good?
Yeah.
Right. And then you could reframe it. And instead of contradicting yourself, you're actually aligning it with your overall goal, which is to be healthy.
You're turning your contradictions into a harmony that supports you.
So I think that statement from the article needs a lot more qualification.
Yeah.
Right. Because
and context.
Yeah. One example they give here, which I think is pretty relevant, is kind of in the age of AI, that AI is kind of trained to agree with you all the time instead of offering that human quality of contradiction and critical thought and pushback. And so I think it's also talking about making sure in your mind you are still having that critical back and forth.
Totally.
Because that gives it more context.
But I think we kind of we still went there because it's like you can't just say everything is okay. Like when we just say
I would frame the advice as like embracing constructive feedback or criticism. Like, I don't know, like,
and also being able to reflect on yourself.
Well, that's necessary.
But it's also the root of it that matters. It's like, where is that thing coming from? Is that thing coming from something that I've created? Is it coming from something that I haven't healed that I'd like to heal? Is it coming from just my belief about myself that I can change? Is this belief supporting me or is it holding me back? And is this belief self-love or is it keeping me from all the things I actually want? And then it's deciding, like, do I embrace it? Do I change the meaning of it? Or do I actually let it go and reprogram something different?
You want to know the thing that I've realized is like key to changing your identity or, your beliefs? It's like it's really easy to just sit there and think about it all the time and like argue with yourself back and forth. Like sometimes you just got to do it. It's like again, this is an easy metaphor. It's like you want to get healthy. It's like, well, you can sit there and like beat yourself up or like think about like, like I'm not a healthy person.
Or you can plan it on paper.
Or you can just like what I did when I started getting fit when I was a teenager. There was zero internal dialogue about any outcomes or about anything that I was or had been. I just went to the gym every day. Every single day I just woke up. There was no outcome I just went there. I just went and I did something every single day. And by doing that, eventually my identity became I'm a healthy and fit person. And then I was a different person, right?
Yeah.
It's like, so for business, for like success or wealth or whatever, it's like, you can sit there and like make your dream vision, you know, eventually it's like what I found is by just like letting go of that and just creating something that people wanted and like just focusing on just doing something every day, eventually it builds up and then it's like, oh, actually, I didn't have to, you know, what am I trying to say?
It ties back into the other one that was talking about going after your best idea. It's like you could, like you said, you know, tear yourself down. I need to get fit. I should. You can shit all over yourself. You can write it all out and plan it and never go show up to the gym or move your body. Like those things aren't going to actually do, like, could they support you? Yeah, potentially. Not the shaming yourself, but like, could writing a plan for the gym support you? Sure. But if you just sit there and write the plan and you never go to the gym or you never show up and move your body, you're not going to see the results, right? And so I think that it's all the same. It all ties together. There's balance to everything. I think a lot of the times with articles like this or on social media, what gets the most attention is when people make these crazy statements that are just like, they're said as black and white. And nothing is black and white. There's always contrast. There's always like this rainbow of potential and context and what it can actually mean. And what matters is the meaning that you give it and what you actually do with it.
That's great. I think that hits the nail on the head there. Okay, number 5, I think we're at 5, is protect your digital identity and agency.
Can you elaborate?
Yeah.
Well, I think maybe
like I'm too old for this. What does that mean?
I think maybe where you can talk about this is that you're, especially you, Sammy, have been very online for a long time, putting yourself out there. And I think what the article is trying to say is keeping some parts of yourself for yourself,
Private, yeah.
for that privacy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
I was actually just thinking about that on our way here, because I was thinking for our next episode, we're going to have an interview about couples stuff. And I was thinking like, I wonder what we're going to share. And I was like, I'm really open to sharing a lot of our experiences, but I also feel like it's important to not have your entire life just for the whole world to be involved in.
Like I saw this video the other day of some chick on Instagram, I don't know, but she was like filming her husband. He's just like breaking down crying like during an intense conversation that they're having. I'm just like, what a moron.
But like a lot of that stuff is fake too. That's the thing.
Yeah, but it's like, why? Like it's such a private moment.
Yeah.
Like that's like abuse, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, I think that some things, like I agree with that. Protect your, you know, not everything needs to be on social media.
And also like,
you know?
You don't need to be accessible all the time.
Right.
You know, people shouldn't have access to you 24 hours a day. And that's kind of what online and even phones does. I remember my mom saying that to me like forever ago when phones first came out, when cell phones first came out. It was like, you're so attached. And this was back when it was just a little flip phone. But it was like people can call you and text you at any hour of the day and you're picking up and answering because you feel like you have to. And I just think that, yeah, like we need to so badly get back into like roots in the earth life, like grounding, human connection, being with people in person, being in nature, having adventures without having to take a picture of it, watching the sunset without having to take a picture of it and putting it on social media.
I gotta talk about this. Like, I have one of my favorite hikes in Gatineau here in Ottawa, Pink Lake. Okay, beautiful. Anybody in Ottawa knows it's gorgeous. I want to rip my hair out because the amount of people who are literally stopping in front of me 55 times in the hike to take pictures or videos or selfies of them like walking through the woods. And I'm just like, I want to shove them straight into the lake. Like it drives me absolutely mind-numbingly crazy because we've become so obsessed with external validation in our society. We can't even see the absolute magic of nature around us because we're trying to get 13 likes on Instagram. Like
More than that, but yeah. I get your point.
It drives me crazy.
And like, okay, so it's like we don't want to be judgmental, but like let the person take one picture.
Oh yeah. Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, when you're taking 100 pictures on your hike and you're not actually looking at nature.
That happened. There was this chick in front of me with her boyfriend or whatever, and I swear to God, I was ready to scream. Drove me crazy. But yeah, no, it's a big deal. It's a big deal. This is, or I'll say this, like I'm gonna
when we go to LA.
No. I'm gonna rant about this a little bit because like we used to live in Arizona, right? And we'd go to Sedona all the time, like one of the most beautiful places on earth. And like it is such a sacred place for me. Like there's this canyon, and it was like this sacred Native American canyon. There's all these like beautiful like pueblos and like even like burial sites and that sort of thing.
And petroglyphs and stuff.
And like so I would go and like I'd go by myself and like walk through and go to my favorite spot under this natural arch and like sit there and just like soak it up. And like there's just these like every single person I could see into the valley below and like see all these people walking through and like they're just screaming and hollering and taking videos and like and I'm just like, where's the reverence for like sacred moments, like sacred spaces, sacred moments? Where's the reverence for just the present moment in our society? It's gone. And we ask why we're all depressed and anxious and like feel like the world's going to come to an end because we are literally plugged into the matrix and we don't even realize it. And the second that we're in a moment where we could unplug, we get so panicked that we plug ourselves right back in. Mm-hmm. It's madness. It's madness. Sometimes I feel like an alien spaceship dropped me off on this planet and zoomed away and like, have fun figuring it out, bud. And I'm like, what? Am I just lost the plot here? Like,
No.
Anyways, hope that makes a good clip.
Hold on. I have to say one more thing about this. This all comes back to our whole point of follow your bliss, okay? Our mission is to inspire people to follow your bliss. How many, like if you think about the last moment where you felt absolute bliss, okay? Were you on your phone or not?
No.
It's like you jump into the ocean and you watch a sunset and you kiss somebody that you love, or you like watch your kids laughing and the joy in their eyes, or like those are the moments of bliss. It's never ever involving your phone.
But ask yourself, when was the last time you felt anxious? When was the last time today?
Yeah.
Went to your mom's place and we were sitting down and I'd been on my phone way too much. I have this issue where I like to research stuff. So like I get questions in my mind, have to research it. It's like I was on my phone for an extended amount of time and I get off it. I'm just like feeling a little bit anxious. And I'm like, oh my God, I wasted the past hour doing nothing.
And how much of the world's problems that one human should never know about did you absorb in like 20 minutes?
I know.
Like we are not supposed to have as much information as we get in a couple of minutes. Within a lifetime, let alone we absorb it all day, every day. Right. That's not fair. That's not fair.
And
So it's like we need to like realize that for our own mental health and well-being, that we have to have boundaries in place to, yes, keep our life private, to have things that are special to us, to have sacredness back in our lives, in our relationships, and think about, like, this is our whole mission. What makes you feel bliss? And why are we not doing that more? And does that involve your phone or not?
Amazing. I feel like question. that could be its own episode. I know. For real.
There we go.
Okay. 2 more. Reconnect with why your work matters. Look for what genuinely motivates you. And look for the real impact your work has on others.
100%. Can't disagree with that.
Doesn't need to be anything fancy. It's like, there's a quote and I can't remember it, but I can paraphrase. And it's like, when you do what you do with love, like you're fulfilling your purpose. It's like people are like, oh, I need to get to my life purpose. I need to like, do that thing. Or like they think that like they need to do something so big in their own mind or, but it's like, if you're a janitor and you are doing what you're doing with love and intention, you're changing the world. Like if you're a gardener, if you're an elderly person who's in a home and you're cultivating a garden, when you're doing that with love, you're changing the world. So it's like no matter what you do, when you do it with love and intention, like you are fulfilling your life's purpose. You are making the world a better place to be in. And so it's like if you're in a dead-end job that you hate, you work at Walmart or something and you don't like it, it's like do that with so much love and intention with like every fiber of your being. And if it's meant for you, you'll stay and it'll be enjoyable. And if it's not meant for you, you're going to create your way out of the situation. But at any situation that you're in right now, you're in it to learn something, right? And a lot of times when we become focused on ourselves, we start to become miserable and we start to lose our purpose. So my MO, like myself, like what I tell myself on a daily basis a lot, it's like, it's not about me. Mm-hmm. It's like if I'm stressed about something, it's not about me. If I'm thinking about the business, I'm like, it's not about me. How can I help others? And it helps me express more of that love, because when it's not about me, it's like you're giving, right? And that's when you receive more. I don't know. What do you think?
I love that. I just mesmerized.
I feel like I'm ranting. I feel like I'm just an incoherent like rant every one of these questions.
No, I think it's good.
Just don't bring up hiking and phones.
No, I would say the same exact thing. I just think you can never find the solution when you're focused on the problem. So by putting all your energy and focus into what's wrong, you're not on the same vibration as the solution. So if you're down here complaining and the solution's right here, in order to figure out the solution and line up with it, you have to get happy. So by following your bliss, by doing something with love and doing it to your best ability, you're creating joy, you're creating bliss, you're going to be in a heightened state, which then creates opportunities. You're able to now run into all the solutions, all the opportunities, all the new experiences that are waiting for you. That, to me, that's as simple as it is. So yeah, 100%. Whatever you're doing in your life, you should love it. You should enjoy it. And if you don't, do it with love or make a change until you can, find something you do.
You also have agency. It's like if you genuinely want to move on from something, have the courage to do it.
Yeah.
I know it's easier to say than it is easier to do.
But that's why you build that courage muscle.
I know, but we've chosen many times to do crazy shit in our life and it's worked out.
Yeah.
And it's like people are like, how could you ever have the courage to do that? It's like, well,
we're actually like, that's actually how we live.
It's how we live.
We're like, oh, let's move here. Let's just sell everything.
Are you crazy?
Do this.
Yeah, a little bit maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know, but what's crazy? Living a life that you're miserable
for, doing the same thing for 40 years
for security,
that you hate,
or being,
following your bliss and enjoying life and making the most of it.
Like we live in a society where it's crazy to do something out of the ordinary because it's different, but it's not crazy to live a life you hate, doing the same thing over and over again just because you know what the outcome is.
Just to pay your bills.
And you're too afraid of like what's outside of that realm. Yeah. Like,
especially now, because now there's just infinite opportunity. Yeah. Like there's so many ways that you can make money.
The media and the world wants you to think the world's falling apart because that's how they get clicks. But in reality, the world is like evolving into a totally new, beautiful, like opportune-ridden, like, oh God, I didn't say that right, but like it's full of opportunity. It's never been so full of opportunity.
Yeah.
And so it's like, if everybody, like, it's like the stock market. The stock market is all about perception, right? So if everybody thinks that the economy's crap, the stock market's going to go down. If everybody thinks the economy is great, stock market's going to go up. What's the difference? Perception. What's perception? It's in the mind, right? It's like the outcomes of your life is directly tied to how you view life. If you view life as full of opportunity, you're going to find opportunity wherever you go. If you view life as a challenge and a struggle and woe is me and why did this happen to me, then every single every single opportunity you come across, you're going to skip over it because you're going to be too afraid of the unknowns.
And also because you're down here and the opportunity is up here. You could shift for a split second, notice something positive, be happy for a split second, see the opportunity and jump for it. That's what it comes back to. What's your best idea? Are you going to wait or are you going to go for it? If you're in a heightened state where you get that opportunity and it feels like freaking yes in your whole body, absolutely go for it. Don't hold back, because then you're letting all of that past programming that you have in your brain, again, it's all in the mind, it's all perception, is going to take over and convince you out of it because it's too risky.
Amazing. Okay, the last one really ties into what you were both just talking about. Choosing optimism as a daily practice. And one of the sub tips they have here is beginning each day with a grounding practice and connecting your daily actions to a larger purpose.
Yeah.
It's the only way to be. Like, I am a crazy optimist. I really am. And has life gone perfect for me all the time? No. Have I gone through hard things? Yes. Have I gone through traumatic things? Yes. But through it all, even when I'm at my bottom lowest points, I'm just like, I will overcome this. This too shall pass, right? I will get through this. I will get stronger. What can I learn? It's like that, to me, is the only way that you can see life and be joyful and create the life you want. And when I hear the way people talk about their life and who they are and what they're capable of, that is like my life purpose. You know, I wrote the book on Awaken Your Inner Goddess to help women believe in themselves, go through this journey of self-love, self-acceptance, to start to look at life in this positive way, to realize that they have infinite opportunities, infinite amounts of money, everything that they want is right there, but you have to line up with it. You have to believe that you deserve it. And the only way that you can do that is through seeing things positively. And it doesn't take any more energy to see something positively than it does to see something negatively. Yeah. It's all, again, just like Dylan said, it's all about perception, and your perception changes your life. You change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. That's what Wayne Dyer said. That is how life works. So yes, you have an option. I can see all the things going wrong and focus there and never see any opportunities, or I can see all the things going right, focus on the things I do have, even if it's just the tiniest little bit. Focus on that, and you will have more to be grateful for.
I mean, we as you get older, it's really hard sometimes to stay positive. I mean, I remember as a teenager, you know, your whole life is ahead of you, and you feel like, at least for me, from my personal experience, you know, you're just visualizing the best case scenario for every situation, and then life hits you. Trauma happens, difficult situations, you lose a parent, you have a breakup, you lose this, you have a financial setback, things happen. And it's really easy to become negative, to change your view of yourself, your view of the world, your view of life. And when we were living in Arizona, we allowed ourselves to lose sort of that like childlike expectation for life. Mm-hmm. We became really negative. We were complaining about a lot of things. And we had to change our circumstances. We had to make a change. We moved back to Ottawa, and when we moved back here, we made the decision, like, we're going to get positive again. We're going to find ourselves again after a few years of being in the dumps. Yeah. And like, I think people, like, I know people in our life who, you know, for a lot of their life, maybe they had that positive expectation. They go through a situation that's difficult, and suddenly, like, they just lose that spark.
Or they give up on it and they think like, oh, it doesn't work because look at all these bad things that happened to me.
And then it's like they just lose that joy for life, and they never think they can change again. So they let the challenges define them rather than build. And it's so easy. Like, this is zero judgment towards anybody, because we've been there. We almost got lost in it. Mm-hmm. And it's like we had to move to a different country to like finally shift ourselves out of it. Yeah. But it's like, it's it's so important to be able to pull yourself out of difficult situations and realize that life is always happening for you. It's not happening to you.
Yeah.
And that was kind of a shift that I had to make. And as we started to make that shift, our life did improve. It wasn't immediate. It took a year for it to really start changing, but it changed.
Yeah.
You know,
Everything is energy. So,
Yeah.
you know, when you are in positive energy and you can find the joy even in the little things, which usually it is the little things. Usually it is, you know, the sound of someone laughing or looking into your partner's eyes and like actually seeing each other maybe for the first time in a couple weeks because you're just going crazy and you're just doing a million things at once, like we talked about at the beginning. It's usually these tiny moments, like watching the snowfall, watching a flower bloom, like looking at the details of nature. Like nature brings joy so easily, and just being in those little moments helps so much to be in joy. Your energy changes, your life changes, and it's really as simple as that, even though it is so much more complicated and difficult. It really is as simple as that. So yeah, optimism all the way. I am team optimism. We should have a sweater, team optimism.
I like that.
The Ananda podcast, team optimism.
Well, yeah, our Ananda apparel line eventually will just.
Yeah, I love it.
I know. Yeah, you know, I always wanted to have an apparel line when I was a teenager.
There you go.
I had my nonprofit. And
I
was designing T-shirts.
I had some.
Yeah. You know my graphic design skills though, so I thought they were good, but they didn't sell very many.
Yeah, that's okay.
I made an image ad the other day, and I was so proud of myself. I'm like, Sammy, look what I did. And it's like when your 6-year-old draws a stick figure. It's like, good job, Dylan. It's so good.
Well, we'll see if it works, right?
Yeah. Anyways.
All right.
Yeah.
That's it for this episode. Thank you, Sasha, for bringing those fun questions. That was actually really a good conversation. And I like how they all kind of tied together naturally.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
We'll keep it up.
Okay, cool. All right, guys. Make sure you subscribe and share this episode with anyone that you think would resonate or it would help. And we'll see you on the next episode.
Later, Gators.
Thank you so much for listening. If this episode inspired you or made you think of someone, please send it their way. We would love for it to help them too, and it really helps the podcast. Follow along at Ananda Elixirs on social media. We can't wait to connect with you.